about preparing for Canada and navigating, doing your research, whether it's with an employer or on your own, to make sure you are prepared for coming to Canada. Lately, I've been seeing in the news that people are coming to Canada and they're saying, nope, it's not working, and I'm going back. They're either going back to their home country because they've been so disillusioned by their experience in Canada and some of the challenges and barriers to entry to the workforce, to the schools, to becoming immigrants, or others are going to the United States, Australia, or the United Kingdom. So what do you need to do to better prepare you and your family and possibly your Canadian employer to know what to expect when you get to Canada? Because for us as an immigration law firm, it's very sad to hear that people have come and spent all this time and money to get here only to be so disappointed and disillusioned by the struggle, the cost of living, housing. You know, we're hearing from a lot of students right now who are foreign students who cannot make ends meet, are having to quit school and looking for ways to convert their study permits to work permits, or they're going to have to go home because they can't do school and find a place to live. So things are definitely challenging for everybody right now. But one thing is, I was reading in the Financial Post that there is a record spike in immigrants leaving Canada in the recent years. And we are trying to figure out why that is and how you as an employer or an immigrant may be able to stop that happening so that you can immigrate successfully. So one of the things I think is important is to do your research. You know, people think when they're coming from another country that life in Canada is easy and everything is perfect and money grows on trees. You know, I tell my family in Africa, they have no idea. It's expensive, it's challenging, it's hard. And unless you have family or friends here ready and able to support you, when you come on your own, you are very much in the struggle. It is hard, even to find a place to live these days. So you need to do your research on the economic situation before you come to Canada. Understand where and how far money goes, especially if you convert it from your home dollar currency to Canadian dollars. What can it buy? Can you buy a car? Can you rent an apartment? How much is it going to be so that you're properly prepared? The other thing is understanding the culture. Researching Canadian culture will really help you understand how diverse we are, how accommodating, what our social norms are. So you need to think about that as you look to integrate into Canadian society, how best to prepare yourself culturally so it's not a shock to the system. You also must make sure you understand what the regulatory rules are and the law is. So by working with a professional, a lawyer who can help you in advance and explain to you, you know, where the cost of living is, what you need to qualify to work, to go to school, what your long-term plans are. If you come as a student and then you want to finish and graduate and move to permanent residence, how long that could be, what the risks are, so you can financially prepare and emotionally prepare for the time frames, okay? The other thing you want to think about are what are the employment opportunities? If you come to go to school and you want to work part-time, that's great. You can do that. But after you finish school and you have your postgraduate work permit, how easy is it going to be for you to find a job in your field that you studied? You need to have that postgraduate work permit in your field so you can then move to permanent residence. And so how hard is it to find a job in your field? You have to do that employment research now before you come to Canada. Don't come and then be surprised you can't find any work, and then you're going to have struggles moving into permanent residence. The other thing is you need to understand about access to supports and services like healthcare, knowing that there is definitely a great level of basic health care that's provided to everybody who's in Canada, legal status, paying taxes, etc. But if you need more than going to see the doctor or going to emergency, you need to understand the cost of pharmaceuticals, the cost of other benefits that you may not get through your employer, that you may have to pay for out of your own pocket. So do your research and understand the cost of everything. It's really disappointing and sad for me when I hear that people are coming and 3, 4 years later they're leaving. And it leaves a very bitter taste in people's mouths. We don't want immigrants or students or foreign workers coming here and feeling that Canada is not the place for them. So it really is important, and it's incumbent on you before you come to do your research and to start connecting with your friends, colleagues, family that are here already, and even look to your community. I often tell a lot of my clients, before you get here, or if you're here, every community of diversity, they have associations, they have societies. Get to know your people that are in the city, that are in the country. Reach out and ask for help. Connect and network before you even get here, so you have the best chance of integrating successfully and as quickly as possible. It's on you, when you're preparing to come to Canada, to focus on doing the research. Canada absolutely needs immigrants, and we want them to be here and to stay here, to come and go to school, to develop their careers, to become wonderful citizens, and to contribute to our economy and our culture. But you really need to do your research first. So if you'd like to speak about any of these issues with me, if you're frustrated and thinking about returning home, you're not feeling like you can integrate, or you're not being successful in Canada as quickly as you'd like to be, please call me at Ackah Business Immigration Law. I'm happy to speak with you, to go through the process and understanding where the pain points are, and to see if there's anything I can do to assist you. When you come to Canada, the goal is you're going to make this your permanent home and create a legacy for your family down the line. So I hope people don't give up too soon because they've hit a few challenges. Thanks so much for joining us today on our LinkedIn Live. We look forward to speaking with you again next week. Take good care.